What's up, guys? It's been a long time, but here I am, still alive, and I hope all of you are too. Um, so as you can tell by the title of the video, this will be about my experience at college and why I dropped out, basically. So, to start off, it wasn't that long ago I dropped out. It's been a month now. It feels longer, to be honest. Everything does, since we're still in quarantine. At the same time, time just flies and you don't know where I went. But yeah, college, what it came down to was that it wasn't for me. I really don't talk about myself or personal things, but I've already struggled enough with, first to from kindergarten to senior year high school. Yeah, those days were tough. Going back was something I had put off. Not sure why. At first it was just to get more money. After that it was just laziness. But at the same time, it was probably something deep down telling me that I didn't have to go. And it's true, we don't necessarily have to go. There's a lot of people talented enough who probably don't need college. And there's other people more disciplined than me who aren't afraid and want to see how far they can go in their educational career. College is pretty much, the small steps before you head off into adulthood. For me, that came a long time ago. Some of us learn things earlier. We learn it the hard way as well. I at least reached very high peaks during my last years in high school. In middle school, I've had my certificates, I've made the honor roll, I've passed my state exams with very high grades. And at one point I really thought that I'll never be able to do such a thing. And after I did, I thought I don't have to anymore. It's probably an arrogant thing to say, but I know my place. And yeah, my highest average was 87.90 something, 80 something. And boy, when I saw that, I was so happy. I was bragging to everyone. Yeah, high school was my most successful years in school. Middle school was great too. It was above average. And that's also when I got my honor roll. And when I walked the halls to my next class or early morning, I would see my name. Never thought I would get there, to be honest. But nothing is gained without sacrifice. I, unfortunately, due to my own laziness and lack of discipline, I had to repeat 5th grade and 7th. The main motivation at first was I would have to leave my friends, or they would leave me. But then it was more just about me. And that's how it became, or transitions from a very happy type of guy to near depression type person. And it's not because I was alone, but because I put myself where I was. College was something I really wanted to do at some point during high school. I had to work during my sophomore year, and boy, it was hell. The first month, not even the first month, the first week, it really sucked. I was so slow. I worked in the kitchen, and I would get cuts, burns. After some time, I thought I'm really gonna do good in school so I could get a good job and not deal with this BS again. And yeah, from that point forward, I was doing so good in my classes that, looking back now, I'm really impressed with myself. But it's kind of irritates me how I had to go through such things just so I could push myself. But I've accepted it. I mean, there was no other way. I honestly think this was a part of destiny, of fate. After my junior year ended, I kept telling myself, I think every day, every morning on my way to school, I cannot fail, I cannot fail. Because every year before junior year, I had to go to summer school. And boy, somehow I made it. So yeah, starting my senior year, I kept telling myself, I'm not gonna fail, I'm not gonna fail. This is gonna be the year where I pass on time and I do not have to go to summer school. But then my main motivation was just to get the hell out of there. I was so tired of seeing every person's face, of all the work, of all the walking, everything. I mean, it's not like I knew everything and that I didn't need school anymore. It was just so tired. I was always put in a state of mind where, I would push my hobbies aside. Sometimes my family, I was pretty much angry all the time. I wasn't happy, basically. But, and so much so that when I finally got my certificate, I wasn't happy. It was just the kind of oppression, like, I knew it. I knew I was gonna pass. That's what I was thinking. And of course, I did not go to my graduation ceremony or prom. No, none of that. I didn't want to waste the money. I didn't want to waste my time with people I do not like or want to know. And yeah, that was it. I just wanted to leave. So, if you've been listening this far, you might figure out the reason why I dropped out. So despite all these years trying to save some money, and I did, a lot of I didn't get enough benefits, to cover up a lot of the tuition. That's one minor reason. Another is my sisters are starting college soon, or they will next year. So I prefer if I just work and support them instead. And the main reason was, I wasn't happy. I was back to that person who was just mad at everything. I didn't want to be that way again. And so here I am now, finally catching a break, still watching anime, relaxing, drawing, writing, studying some Japanese now and then. And that's the other thing. Out of all the classes I had, which was English, philosophy, and Japanese, I really only enjoyed Japanese. And I am the philosophical type of guy, but I don't know, class just, it didn't feel the same, especially since, it was an online class with all this quarantine. I was beginning to not be lazy since I was walking to school, to and from. But then, this whole COVID BS really ruined it. But I did good in all my classes. I was doing really good. Really, really good. I was on top of my game. But even so, I could learn Japanese anywhere else. I'm pretty much a genius when it comes to English. And that also applies to philosophy, since there's a lot of essays we have to write and send. I would get 3 out of 3s in every assignment, which would be due every Tuesday, weeklies. And argumentative essays, anything that has to do with literature, I just excelled at it. And yeah, I miss the feel of school, but those days are over. This was just me taking a stroll down memory lane, and it had everything from the unknown environment and new faces. You could say a new lifestyle, a new point of view as well. So yeah, I just wasn't happy. I'm in my early 20s. I don't want to be acting like some teenager who gets mad all the time. I just want to live life my way. And that's it. That's all there is to it. If I could do it, if I could live that life, which sounds a lot easier, if we're comparing here to a life that I already lived, then I might as well live it my way. That's what I think, honestly. I'm not saying, if you're not happy in college, just quit right away. I mean, I really had a specific career that I wanted to aim towards too. And that's also another main reason. So since I didn't know what to choose, I chose the liberal arts Japanese, since I like Japanese, I like anime, and I wanted to learn the language. But I could learn it anywhere else. And I did really like my Japanese teacher. He was amazing. My classmates were nice. I've made a friend or two in college. And yeah. But as I've stated, it's not for me. And I'm okay with that. Because for a long time I've been debating, what should I be? What can I be? In life. And what's missing most in a lot of people's lives is happiness. So what I want to be in life is a good person, a happy person. And that's it. Anyone else who has a desire, motivation to keep learning, to reach higher than what they thought they ever could, keep going. There is no reason to stop. And if you think there is, think it over. I made my decision because I already knew. Like I said before, this was pretty much destined to happen. In order to really find where I have to go next, and this is what I had to go through. I had to go back to school in order to learn that that's not where I belong anymore. I've done my best, and that's it. I know I've done my best, and now I'm going to keep doing my best. And so should the rest of you that are probably doubting themselves, frustrated with school. But if you made it this far, there's no reason to quit. Time flies. Before you know it, you'll be out of there. Doesn't matter if it's 2, 4, 6, 10 years. Anyways, I hoped some of you were entertained by my story. Understand me, understand yourselves maybe a little bit.